does on hers. Duh.
What's up, spiritual brothers and sisters? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Welcome
to YAJ.
What's up, spiritual brothers and sisters? How y'all doing on the YAJ Saturday?
Saturday.
Wow. As always, I love my children and grandchildren. And as always, we have Antonio, Veronica Rose, and Bradley in the house.
Oh, and today's National Sunday. National Love Your Son Day.
Yeah.
Love my son, Andrew. I do love my daughter too. But
it's not her day.
National Sunday.
But it's not her day.
So
Anyway.
it's Sunday instead of Sunday.
Veronica Rose, do you have a all points bulletin today that you would like to share with everybody? Huh? Nothing?
Not right now.
I didn't think so.
Don't start me.
I'm not starting. I'm just saying. You hit a sore subject.
No, I did not. It's just that we discussed some things to talk about, and then just went.
It's all Halloween's next month, 31 days. What else?
Ooh, I'm ready for that. But tell you what, be careful. People be scaring you like crazy until that time.
What else is up?
The fair's in town.
The fair's in town.
Just started this week.
It started Friday.
Oh, well, Friday. That's what I said this week.
Yeah.
The Friday.
Halloween Hunt starts too, right?
Halloween Hunt.
Even though there was a debacle last weekend.
Yeah, well, people, if you go to places, stop fighting. If you're going to fight, go out in the middle of the street and fight. I mean, come on. Not at places where kids are, this, that, and the other.
You can't go in the middle of the street and fight.
Well, at least everybody else see it.
Yeah.
Not that I want you fighting, period, but I'm just saying, come on now. Grow up, people.
Let's see, what else? I don't think there's nothing else happening, so I'm going to go ahead to the part of the show. The reason why I picked this subject for this evening is assault. Make a physical attack on, carry out a military attack or raid on, attack or bombard, or is a physical attack. The reason why I'm bringing this up because we all we have a broad understanding what assault is.
Yeah, but can you get in trouble for all assaults that you do?
It seems like when you get in front of a judge, you do.
Well, no. Now the cops are the ones that's supposed to arrest you for assault. That's if you want the person. If there's two people there having a duel or whatever you want to do, or a fight or whatever. If they both hit each other, one has to press charges, or both. If they don't press charges, they don't go.
Well, the reason why I'm saying this is this. When an officer cuffs you and you willingly give up, and then there's extracurricular activity that you have seen throughout these videos. I've been cuffed before, so I know exactly what the procedure is.
I've never been cuffed, so I don't know.
When you are detained by an officer, there's no rhyme or reason you should be slammed to the ground. There's no rhyme or reason that they have to bury your face in the front of their car.
No,
that is assault. When kids hold you down, cut your hair, that's assault.
Somebody was telling me something about, well, it wasn't assault, but it was like a bullying.
No, that's beyond bullying. Because I'm going to tell you.
The child, they did something to him and they hit him in the head and gave him a concussion or something, or
I don't know.
Something. I can't remember.
What I'm getting at is this. After reading a few stories, when you put your hands on someone, the difference between assault and retaliate, when you put your hands on someone and they physically touch you in a threatening manner, that's assault. The problem that we're having is people decide that when you verbally say something to someone else, that's not assault. But when you physically touch me when I did not touch you, that's assault. What I'm getting at is these kids who keep bullying other people and they're protected by the school system. And you, after this child repeatedly tells you what's going on, all parties involved should be indicted for that assault. Not just sit down and have a conversation. Because here's what I'm getting at. When someone was to assault me by putting your hands on me when I never touched you, in the old days, that's all out war. I'm going to your ASS. Because it's not fair that in the eyes of the law, because we either two different colors or two different genders or whatever may be, the judge might have a headache that day or the judge don't like me, but whatever it may be, the other person gets out of it with a slap on the wrist. But yet I either get charged with felony assault, malicious wounding, whatever may be that the judge wants to hand down.
Well, I'm just saying, there is bullying and there is stuff, but there are also some kids that will make things up.
That's a whole.
But I know it's another crime. But the thing is, you really do need to listen to children when they say somebody's messing with them and bothering them.
But see, that's the problem.
You need to take that as a serious thing because you never know what's going on. You don't see all the stuff that goes on in a school and what kids are doing to each other. It's one thing in elementary school, but it's a different thing when you get to middle school and high school. Okay, you got more supervision in elementary school to a certain extent, but in the middle and high school, people don't see what's behind closed doors. I mean, shoot, you got people that go behind closed doors, or they're in the gym changing clothes, and they're threatening each other and this, that, and the other, or they're going down the hall, or just giving them a note, telling them, I'm going to kick your butt at such and such time, or I'll see you after school, or, you don't know what's going on, and you really need to talk to these kids and pay attention to them. They're not playing. Watch how their demeanor changes. You can have somebody be happy, and all of a sudden, boom, their demeanor changes quickly.
The whole thing about it is, I made a comment earlier this week, and I was talking to Antonio, who we talk about the shows and what we're going to say. It's kind of funny that all these people who claim they have mental illness, who always run their mouths, everybody, when they get in front of a judge, it's kind of funny how now they want to play the victim. But when someone videotapes you and see your aggressive nature, how do you still get out of it? The funny thing about this was we were always taught, if you put your hands on me, I get the right to touch you. And the other thing we were taught was words were just words. But here's the problem, that all of us are misunderstanding about assault. You keep on telling us not to put our hands on somebody. What gives you the right to put your hands on me? You keep telling us that if you want to avoid the confrontation, to walk away, so why does that same party follow me? You can't have it both ways. That's why I'm speaking of assault, because the one thing that we need to understand about when it comes to these laws, especially when it comes to having a welfare check, or when it comes to when someone is making up a story to use the judicial system to their advantage. The one thing I'm trying to make everybody understand is, if a child does come to you and they said, these boys or these girls forced me down on the ground, they cut my hair, and if the school system don't do nothing about it, you have every right to go to a TV station and say something. But the part I'm getting mad at is that when they physically do something, because if 6 black boys held down 1 white boy, all hell is breaking loose. If 6 Hispanics held down 1 white boy, all hell is breaking loose. If 6 black girls beat up 1 white girl, all hell is breaking loose. You get where I'm going with this? Because when there's 6 white boys holding down 1 black female, everybody, oh, it was a mistake. You tell me. You tell me what gives people the right to ruin your lives. You tell me without consequences. We're having the consequences because when it comes to the male, you know how to make sure we get our consequences justified. Y'all do a swell job on that. You do. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm going to keep on doing more stories like this because it's not fair. I'm pissed off because the ACLU had the audacity to look into this crime of what happened with the officers and this lady. But here you got other situations where the ACLU is needed and nowhere to be found. Why? Because she's white? What? Mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Like I said, I don't need to make this about color. I have no interest in that. What I have interest in is when you go before the same judge, Veronica Rose, she and I go before the same judge, but yet I'm handed 2 different sentences. We committed the same crime. If we both went to Walmart and stole something, they're going to either look at her and say, oh, it's okay. But believe me, when I go before that judge, you know better. Play me out. The judicial system, man. The judicial system is so flawed. It's so flawed.
All right, people, peace out. Have a good Saturday. We will see you on.
I ain't gonna be here.
YouTube Tuesday. Stop yelling at me. YouTube Tuesday.
She ain't gonna be here. Rather be here.
Calm yourself down.
Mortal Kombat tournament, people. Let me know.
We have a phone. Call it. What's the number?
You better call us.
What's the number?
What?
What's the number? What's the number? I don't know the number.